Hi everyone. There are some of you I haven't met before, so if we've never met, this is awkward, but welcome to IDCC 444, Public Relations Abroad. My name is Dr. Stamps. I am going to be your professor, traveling with you for London and spending 11 days together in the UK. I will see hopefully as many of you as possible, if not all of you, on Tuesday, February 27th in the Damien. But you have an assignment that is due on Tuesday. And so I want to introduce to you that assignment, have an informal introduction via this YouTube link, and then kind of sort of get the ball rolling. So if you don't know, in the last email I sent out that we have two specific pre-departure meetings where we will go over some of the basic logistics of the course. I'll be able to answer questions. We'll have some icebreakers. One of the key focus is for us to build community so that when you're in London, you have a team of folks you can rely on. If you want to go grab dinner with someone, or if you have questions, or you need resources. So it'll be myself and my co-leader, Anira, who you will have a chance to hang out with. But you also have 21 other friends who will be there. Some of you know each other, some of you don't know anyone. And so Tuesday's meeting and our final meeting will be about just connecting. So I hope you can be there. But when I see you on Tuesday, you'll be bringing to me a copy of your resume. So I can get to know you, but we'll also have a huge emphasis on professional development, making the most of our time in London, and me doing all that I can to set you up for success in your professional careers. If you've ever taken class with me before, and a few of you have and currently are, you know I care deeply about making sure that you're on the right path to whatever your career goals are. So, in the next couple of minutes, I'm going to go over some really basic mechanics of the resume, some strong suggestions as you clean up your resume because it's a living, breathing document that you want to continue to make as strong as possible. And then you're going to bring a hard copy, so a piece of paper of your resume. It's worth 10 points towards the course. It's a great way for me to get to know you and your background, your career aspirations. It's also a great way for us to connect as we start to tighten up how we're going to make the most out of this trip as a part of your academic and college aspirations, but your career once you get ready to graduate. So, we'll go over a couple of slides. At the end, I'll talk a little bit about the syllabus, and I hope to see all of you on Tuesday at 12:30 in the Damien. So, you, my friends, have an article that I want to strongly suggest you read. It's a quick read about the things you can do to tighten up your resume right now. In addition, I am going to give you a couple of things that I think are just imperative in 2024 as you update your resume. And for a lot of you, you're going to hear my suggestions and think, well, this goes against what I learned at CDI, or this goes against what I might have learned at the Career Center. And so I'm going to make a few suggestions. I'm going to tell you why and strongly encourage you to update your resume that you bring to me. Now, of course, you can decide whatever you want to do with your resume. However, I want you to really listen to my reasonings why I think these suggestions make the most sense. So, as you can see over here to the side, I am looking at the fact that this is my resume and there are mistakes here that I want you to avoid. So, number one, you need to take your mailing address off of your resume. There's just no need for it. No one's going to snail mail you anything. If you think about it, most potential employers, if they want to reach out to you, they're going to either call you or they're going to email you. So there's no need for a physical address. Think about the last job you've had, or even your current job. You applied for the job, they called or emailed you to come in for the interview. If they liked you, they called you or emailed you to offer the job. And then you started the job. And then maybe your first day or your second day in the onboarding, you met with HR. And then they asked you to fill out your tax information. That was the first time they had ever asked for your mailing address. And they've done nothing with your mailing address since, unless it's the beginning of the year and it's time to send your W 2s. So when you think about it in the grand scheme of things, if they're not going to use or ask for your address for a long period of time until A, you get the job, and B, you start and now met with HR, why would you give them that information now? It's really important that your resume gives the employer the information that they need and they get it immediately. The typical employer spends anywhere from 8 to 15 seconds on the resume. They're just going to scan it. And they're not looking for where you live. They're looking for your experience, they're looking for your skills, and those are the two key factors. So as you can see up here, I took off my address because it's unnecessary. I also took out this idea of a summary or an objective because it also is just fluff. Your summary is just basically your cover letter, it's a different conversation, and your objective is to get a job. That's it. So I want you to take that off if you have it there. And then the first thing you're going to do is just give me your experience, your most current job first. Take a look at that arrow, and then every job you've had since then. The job that you have currently needs to be written in present tense, so everything you're doing right now. And every other job that you've had in the past is now written in past tense. The resume is the first thing an employer will see, so it needs to be well written. It needs to be grammatically correct, have appropriate syntax. And so go through and start to make some of those minor adjustments, not just for this class and for the 10 points for IDCC 444, but for your career. Because you may be looking for a summer internship when you get back from London. You may be looking for internships in the fall. So you can actually tighten up your resume now so you're ready to go. So start with that. Remove your address. Get rid of a summary or an objective. Make sure your most current job is first. And if it's a current job right now, that the description of the job is written in present tense. And if it's a past job, it's written in past tense. Moving further down the resume, so you got your name, you got your cell phone number, you have your email address, and then you have your experience, with your most recent job first, reflected in present tense, your previous jobs in past tense, and then my suggestion is to go with skills. This is what's going to make you super marketable. The way that you navigate Canva or Hootsuite, your knowledge of social media platforms, if you're CPR certified, or if you've worked with other types of applications before, your knowledge of Excel and PowerPoint and Canva, you name it, the list is long. Word vomit all of your skills, because when keyword searches come up, when HR professionals are looking, they're going to be looking for certain skills that you have that help you stand out. You're a college student. You may not have a wealth of experience yet, but you might have some really marketable skills, and that can be attractive to an employer. Below this, you see a section I have for awards or volunteer positions. I'm on the fence about these. I really want you to add them if you need to take up space. But if you've had 2 or 3 internships and 2 or 3 jobs, that's a great thing to have on your resume, followed by skills and then education. So you really only need that section if you have a lot of white space to fill, and for some of us, we might. But go ahead and make that change now. And if you don't have skills after experience, add it there. And then give me every single skill that you absolutely have. I tend to categorize them as proficient, meaning that I have this skill down packed, I'm amazing at it, or working knowledge, meaning that I've dealt with this application before, but I might need a refresher on YouTube. You can do it, but you might need to have a quick review. Those categories allow you to really speak to your skill set without feeling like you're misleading the potential employer. All right, and we are slowly wrapping up my quick spiel on resumes. So, as you can see on this very last page, my resume was 2 pages. Guess what? Too long. Every resume should be 1 page. I feel quite confident that I am twice the age of everyone watching this video, and my resume is 1 page. I've had 3 careers and probably over 40 different jobs. And the way you get your resume down to 1 page, if you think you have more information, is by thinking about the employer. What do they need to see? If you're applying for an internship to be a social media intern, do they need to know that you worked at an ice cream shop? Do they need to know that you were a kickball coach? Maybe you remove those jobs that you had back in high school because they're not impertinent to what the employer needs. So if you have more than a 1 page resume, it's time to start trimming. Remember, an employer spends 8 to 15 seconds, so they're not going to turn a page. They're looking to see, do you have experience that they can utilize? Do you have skills they can monetize? And then your phone number and your email address to reach out to you to bring you in for that interview. So as you can see over here, I put a big X. Only 1 page. You have experience. Then you have skills. And then last but not least is education. For all of you, you add Bentley University. You add the degree that you're currently working on. If you have a minor or a concentration, great. Add them there and use that to wrap up your 1 page resume. I promise we're almost done. So as you can see right here on this page, I am introducing, or for some of you maybe bringing back into the fold, informational interviews. We're going to talk about this on Tuesday. So if you're not at the actual pre-departure meeting, you're going to miss this conversation. So an informational interview, very briefly, you can read it, is when you do an interview with someone and there's not a job associated with it. It's really like a fact-finding mission. You're asking people about their role, their company, what they like, increasing your social networks, getting to know more people, letting them get to know more of you in a non-anxiety inducing atmosphere. One of the assignments that you probably will see on your syllabus is looking to put together informational interviews while you're in London. We're going to talk about this more on Tuesday, and you do have an assignment attached to it, so take a look at your syllabus. But I just want to introduce you what they are, so take a look at the screen, and then we'll talk more about it. On the very last slide, I'll quickly go over the assignments for the semester. So if I don't see you on Tuesday, I know you have the updated syllabus, you have our reading material, and you've now watched this video, so you are ready to go so that you can have all the deliverables and get your 3 credits for the course. So this is it. Last slide. Last time you have to watch a video with me, I promise, because we'll be in person when I see you on Tuesday, when I see you in April, and when we're all together in London. So this syllabus I included with my email with the dates for our meetings. I've also included the syllabus with this particular email along with this YouTube link. Make sure you take a look at it so that you're fully aware of all of the deliverables. So the very last page, or the second to last page of the syllable, looks like this, what you see here on this screen. So your resume is worth 10 points. I want you to update it based off of what you just heard today and the actual attached reading from the Business Insider. Bring a hard copy on Tuesday. If you won't physically be there on Tuesday, I still need a hard copy resume. You can drop it off at my office, Morrison 293. Or if you can't come for the entire 90 minutes, and we might not go the entire 90 minutes, come by when you can. I love to meet you. I love to see your face, especially if we haven't met. I'm looking forward to building community. As you can also see, we have 2 other projects that are going to be due when we come back together in April. So you'll have roughly 5 weeks. There's an informational interview list. So you're going to look up 3 different people in London associated with your major, your minor, or a concentration. And you're going to just look up their contact information. And we're going to send emails to them, seeing if you can get in front of them for 10, 15, 20 minutes during our time in London. We'll talk more about that, but I just want you to know that that is another aspect or another deliverable for the class. You'll also have an intercultural contact interview. We'll talk more about it. I promise you, this is all to your benefit. Nothing's going to take up too much time, but you will in some way, shape, or form be tapping into more professionalism, tapping into more cultural competencies, and those are some of the learning objectives of the course. And then, of course, we have our promotional scavenger hunt that'll happen in London. Very excited about that. And then you'll have your post-reflection paper. So all of those different items will make up the content of the course that's going to be assessed, giving you points for the course. And then last but not least is attendance. So I want you to be in London and then hang out with us and go to different meetings and eat dinner with us and all that kind of good stuff when they're arranged. Again, I will see you on Tuesday. We'll have a chance to go through the syllabus. I'll get a chance to take on all your questions, offer you answers, let you know where we are with the itinerary. I'm super excited to meet you. Thank you so much for watching this video. I look forward to your questions. I look forward to building community. And I look forward to us getting to London. We're almost there.